Hello and welcome to Virtual Learning Academy Consortium's Family Orientation and Information presentation. My name is Amanda McKay and I'm the Supervisor of Student Programs at Oakland Schools. This presentation is for current, incoming, and prospective VLAC students and families. The presentation will last approximately 35 minutes, and during the presentation, if you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I will pause several times throughout the presentation to answer questions. I'll also be recording this presentation and we'll post it on our website after it's been closed captioned. And faster than that process, I will also post it to our YouTube channel and link it in our VLAC Family News. A link to this slide deck is in the chat, and I encourage you to click on that and download it onto your computer so that you can use some of the tools if you'd like to. Thank you. I appreciate my friend giving me the thumbs up for sound. So our agenda for this evening includes orienting you to the program and ensuring that you know the program expectations. I'm excited to share VLAC with you. VLAC's been educating students virtually for over 10 years, and we're part of Oakland Schools Intermediate School District in Oakland County. However, we have the ability to partner with any school in the state of Michigan and serve any student in the state of Michigan, and we currently work with about 35 districts. For a complete list of participating districts, you can visit our website at www.vlac.com, and under the Enrollment in Participating Districts tab, look and see if your district is there. And if they're not there, please reach out to us at info@VLAC, and we'd be happy to contact your district and see if they'd be interested in participating with VLAC. Our program is asynchronous, which means students have no set amount of time they need to spend online learning in their curriculum each day. It can be highly individualized to the students' habits. Students are asked to submit work in their classes and communicate with their teachers or mentor each week. Next, I'll describe the program structure at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. And on each of those levels, I'll talk about our curriculum and technology, teachers, the support available, and potential schedules that you might want to follow. Our elementary program consists of 4 classes: language arts, math, science, and social studies, and 2 elective classes. The curriculum platform we use is Lincoln Learning, and we love Lincoln Learning. We've been with them for a very long time. Students can choose from several electives, including enrichment in math and language arts through iReady, art, music, physical education, and new this year, electives we're very excited about for grades K through 2, beginning Spanish or French, grades 2 through 5, cursive handwriting, grades 3 through 5, intro to typing, and grade 5, intro to foreign language. Almost all Lincoln Elementary courses have course kits, which are physical course materials such as books, math manipulatives, art supplies, science experiment supplies, and worksheets that get shipped right to your home. So the learning comes right to your doorstep, and students can have those great materials in order to enrich their lessons. Lincoln is also going to ship parent guides, which are useful for parents or other learning guides to have as they assist students with their learning at home. Our elementary students are going to get sent a Chromebook and printers. The printers are so that you have the option to print any of the reading or other electronic curriculum materials for students to work on, but you don't have to. Everything is contained right there online in your Lincoln portal. Returning families who need ink and paper for their printers, you will see that there's a link in our VLAC Family News where you can let us know the ink and paper that you need, and we'll ship that right to your house. If you're a family who needs a hotspot for internet access, please request that by just sending us a quick email at info.vlac, and we'll also get a hotspot shipped out to you. So elementary students have a VLAC teacher, and this is one of my favorite things to talk about besides for our students because our VLAC teachers are amazing. Your teacher will contact you through email and phone message this week, and they may have already done that. They just came back to school on Monday, and they're very excited to meet you on September 3rd when school begins. Your VLAC teacher is your main point of contact for everything to do with school, just like an in-person school. All students are in a Google Classroom where your teacher is going to post important information and where you're going to be able to complete an interaction with them each week on Wednesdays once school begins. During the first 2 weeks of school, our teachers have some really great lessons planned that will help you become familiar with everything that you need to know in order to feel really confident and successful as you go into the school year. The lessons are critical for our students to learn the skills needed to be successful, and the elementary lessons are every day at 10 a.m. for the first 2 weeks of school. And there is a schedule that I emailed to everybody that details each day that we're meeting for those lessons in our VLAC Family News that came to you through email this evening. After the first 2 weeks of school, elementary students can attend optional live lessons with their teachers and the other students in their classroom. Live lessons take place on Google Meet and can be joined from Google Classroom. VLAC elementary teachers are also available throughout the school year during regular school hours, which they will send to you at the very top of their welcome letters or at prearranged times if you'd like to meet with them during times that work for your schedule. And VLAC teachers are really great at communicating with student parents about pacing, providing feedback on your learning, reteaching students content, assisting you with organization, planning, motivation, and encouragement that all of us might need at times. Elementary students, sorry, let me just go back really quickly. Looking for support or advancement can use our VLAC teachers as your first line of assistance. If you need support with technology such as your Chromebook, printer, or hotspot, you're going to contact our amazing Oakland Schools help desk staff. Their hours are really great, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. by ticket, phone call, or email. And in our most recent VLAC Family News, I have all their contact information listed. They have a large staff and they're able to help you very quickly. VLAC teachers and office staff can help you locate your username and password if you're having any difficulty with that. If you're a new student, it was sent to you with your Chromebook. And if you're a returning student, you can find your username and password by looking in your, your parent connection portal. So I'm going to show you really quick a spot on our website that I think will be very useful for you in order to find some of these great tools. Okay. So I'm going to just go to our website where we're trying to house nearly everything we think that you might possibly need throughout the school year. So we go to VLAC.org and then current families. And under current families, many find this document right here. How do I get started? Extremely useful. This is going to show you how to find your parent portal information in MyStar. And if you have any issues finding your parent portal information, then you can always use the features there to reset your password or have your username sent to you. So this document right here is going to show you how to get into the parent portal and find that network login. So anyone who's returning or anyone who may be new to us and maybe perhaps lost that username and password, the username is your network email address and your password is this network password. So this document is extremely useful. Anybody who might be looking for more information about our elementary curriculum can also go to curriculum and then elementary school. And on this website, we have a lot of different information about subject-specific courses and also our electives. Teachers are going to wait until later in the month of September, around September 25th, to ask students to choose their electives for the semester, and they'll help you with that selection process. Just going to go back to the PowerPoint really quickly. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about a schedule, because the schedule is so important for everyone, from a kindergarten student to adults. And setting up a consistent and clear weekly schedule for virtual learning is important. Elementary students in grades K through 2 should complete 1 English language arts and 1 math folder or lesson per school day. They'll alternate between science and social studies, as each of those courses are set up to be half-year courses, but we spread them out throughout the entire school year. Students in grades 3 through 5 will complete one folder or lesson per school day in all 4 of the core subject areas. And again, just want to mention, get a little nervous on these, just want to mention that students will be having 2 elective courses included in their schedule. And this is an example here to the left of what Lincoln Learning looks like when your student logs in. You can see these cute little course cards that show the classes that they can choose to work in that day. And then here's an example of an elementary schedule that shows different classes that might be included. So traditional is very much what like most of us may have experienced when we were in elementary school, with the 4 core subject areas and 2 electives. But some of our families decide to include iReady Math or iReady Reading. iReady is a tool that we use that I will talk about later, but it's a diagnostic that students take 3 times per year, beginning in the fall. And when they take that first fall diagnostic, they're just taking it to show what they know. They don't get a grade. It's easy breezy. They just need to make sure that they complete the diagnostic. And from that point on, the diagnostic will personalize lessons for students. And we like it in particular because it can go back for students and help them if they need some reteaching in things, maybe like math facts or factors. And it can advance our students all the way to 8th grade. So for students who are looking for a challenge, sometimes they choose to keep iReady in there in order to get that advancement in math or reading. And we have some really great project-based electives you'll see on our website, and your teachers will talk to you about. That pathway is listed here. And then sometimes we have a mixture of students beginning a world language or some iReady courses. And again, just a reminder of those hours per week that we recommend in order for students to be successful. Here's another possible schedule. So this is a K2 schedule, and you'll see that in this case, the family has decided that they're going to work on electives every day of the week, just dividing it up into small chunks and making it more manageable. And just a reminder that you're asked to submit work in all courses or communicate with your teacher if that's not possible each week. And here's a little bit more creative option. Maybe you know that on Thursday of that week, you're not able to work because you have an appointment or something fun and special that you're doing as a family. So you just adjust your schedule and put some of your work during different times, maybe Saturday or maybe nights, and that will help you get caught up. So the pace at which you work is recommended to be 6 hours a day, but you just have to be through with the course by the end of the semester, if that helps. So you can vary your frequency between working for more than 6 hours or less if you need to at times. But if you really need something very different as far as a learning pathway or different pace because of anything going on in your life, then you would want to communicate with your teacher about that. So before we go on to middle school, I'm going to just peek in the chat really quick, stop sharing my screen, and see if there are any questions about elementary or other program aspects that I can answer. Okay. All right, well, there'll be other opportunities. So I'm going to move on to our middle school portion of the presentation. Our middle school program consists of the 4 core classes I mentioned previously, and middle schoolers choose between 2 curriculum platforms, Imagine or Lincoln Learning. Students can choose from a wide variety of electives, including career readiness, honors, and high school credit earning classes if your sending school allows you to earn high school credit while in middle school. If you look at our website, same place I just was, you will definitely find some really great options for you to, and I'm going to go there really quickly, for you to see what we offer in our middle school courses. Your middle school courses are going to be scheduled with your middle school VLAC counselor. I know many of you have fantastic counselors at your sending schools, and when you join VLAC, you also get a VLAC counselor. So if you go to curriculum and you'd like to see the courses available, you can go to middle school curriculum, and there's an entire course book just for the middle school students that our counselors compose themselves based on what Imagine and Lincoln offer. And if you'd like to see who your counselor is, you can go to Current Families, VLAC counselors, and our wonderful counselors are actually retired from our local districts, but have a lot of energy and a great wealth of expertise. And they have divided our students by district that we serve. And if you're a student in grades 6 through 8 or 6 through 12, really, because they work with high school also, then they'll be contacting you to help you with your scheduling. I'm going to go back to our presentation. Thank you for your patience while I navigate between internet and my slide deck. Okay, so middle school students also have a VLAC teacher, and your teacher is going to contact you this week Same way our elementary students are getting contacted with a welcome letter and a welcome message. And they are also your main point of contact. They're experienced middle school teachers. All students, again, are in the Google Classroom, and you'll be completing that weekly interaction once school begins on Wednesdays. Same pattern of attending those daily live virtual lessons the first 2 weeks of school, except for our middle school will be at 11 o'clock. We wanted families with multiple age children to be able to attend all of the meetings if they would like to. I'm sorry, the parents is the would they would like to portion, but the students are required to attend. And again, these lessons are critical. They're different than elementary, and they definitely help students take a look at how they can be successful in things like submitting assignments, using the pacing guides. And if you have a high school teacher, because you're taking a middle school class for high school credit, communicating with those high school teachers. Again, live lessons still take place on Google Meet, and they're available throughout the school year during regular school hours. And you can set up appointments to see them during a time that meets with your schedule. Middle school teachers are the ones that do the grading for our students, unless you're taking a class that counts for high school credit. And in that case, you'll be working with an Imagine or Lincoln teacher. Middle school students who need support for academic, social, emotional, behavior, or other should access their VLAC teacher and counselor as your first line of assistance. They have expertise in different areas, so reaching out to them together will help put a team together right away to get you the help that you need. Middle school students and parents will also use a different way of determining the student's pace. It's a pacing tool that each of our platforms has. You can see on the left side of the screen, Lincoln's tool, which looks a little bit different and lists a class along with your current scores, including percentages and your course progress. And then on the bottom, you can see an Imagine snapshot of a student's progress, which kind of uses this tile and shows you your next activity that you should be working on. Again, we ask that students form a healthy schedule that works for them, use their pacing guide shown to the left here, average about 6 hours a day. Again, adjust that time if you need different things in your week for flexibility, but be done with the course by the end of the semester. And if you need a vast departure from the 6 hours a day of work or working in each of your classes per week, then you would want to communicate very clearly with your VLAC teacher. And we ask that you submit all of your work or that you submit work in all of your classes once a week, and also do that weekly interaction with your teacher. Okay, so I will pause to see if we have any questions about our middle school program. Okay. All right, so let's move on to high school. So our high school program is a little different focus because we are really working to ensure that our students take the classes that meet your sending school's graduation requirements. High school classes still often consist of those 4 core classes like language arts, math, science, and social studies, and generally 2 electives. But students that come to us, we are going to match your needs for your schedule with what it will take to get you graduated from your high school. You have a VLAC high school counselor, which will work closely with your sending school counselor to ensure the classes you take with VLAC will transfer back to your high school and meet their graduation requirements. So when it comes time and you're ready to graduate with that diploma and walk across the stage, if you should choose, you're graduating with all of your classmates from your sending school. High school students can choose between the 2 curriculums, Imagine and Lincoln, and again, a wide variety of elective classes, including career readiness, advanced placement, honors, and credit recovery. If you look at our website under curriculum and high school, you will also find our course book for high school, which lists all of the classes that we're offering this year. There's quite a few. High school students, and this is where high school definitely differs from elementary and middle school, they have a VLAC mentor. Your mentor teacher is going to contact you via email and phone message this week. So you may have already gotten that contact, and you're going to still be in a Google Classroom where your teacher is going to interact with you. You can go to for questions or support, and you're going to complete that weekly interaction. You're still going to attend those first 2 weeks of school live virtual lessons with your mentor. Those are at 1 because we know our older students like to sleep in a bit. And your VLAC mentors are available throughout the school year during posted hours and at prearranged meeting times. They play a little different role because they're working with you more on how to be successful in your classes, on things like organization, pacing, if you fall behind, getting caught up, making prioritized task lists so you don't feel overwhelmed, planning, motivation, and encouragement. Sometimes you just need another person in your life to reach out and figure out a way to help you get motivated. And our mentor teachers are really great at that. So high school students also have 6 Imagine or Lincoln teachers. It depends which platform you choose. If you choose Imagine, you'll have 6 teachers there. Lincoln, 6 teachers there. You have 1 teacher for each of the courses in which you're enrolled with them. The Imagine and Lincoln teachers are the ones responsible for sending you a syllabus. They post online coursework regularly. They do the grading and they provide feedback on learning. They can do things like resetting a test or regrading an assignment. They're available by appointment. So they are actual people that are teachers you can access. You can set up a meeting with them. You can attend their office hours. You can communicate through email or the Lincoln and Imagine online systems. And they'll review all of those ways to reach them when they send you their syllabus at the beginning of the school year. Your VLAC mentor teacher, though, should stay included in communication with you and your Imagine or Lincoln teachers because they can really help you with any issues that you might encounter. If you encounter any challenges with your Lincoln and Imagine teachers, you would definitely want to make sure that your VLAC mentor is involved in helping problem solve. Our Imagine and Lincoln teachers are supposed to respond to correspondence from you very quickly. They generally have a 24-hour business day response time expectation. So if you're having any lapse in that type of service, definitely reach out to your VLAC mentor teacher so they can help look into the situation and make sure that you're getting the answers that you need. High school students who need any type of support during the school year should again access their VLAC mentor and counselor for your first line of assistance. We know you have great relationships with your high school counselors and teachers, and you can continue to keep them involved also. Just want to make sure that you know that you have staff here at VLAC that also will form deep relationships with you and want to help you out if you're encountering any need for assistance. And you will use the same type of pacing tools that I showed with Lincoln and Imagine in order to determine your daily and weekly schedules. Just to talk a little bit about older student schedules, we want to make sure that you're taking into account what you know about yourselves if you're an older student or as a parent in a learning guide. Some things to consider. When do you prefer to work? When are you the most productive? Do you get right out of bed and do really well with 2 or 3 hours of work and then need a break? Do you like to sleep in and then thrive on working later in the day or evening? Create a schedule that's realistic based on what you know about yourself. What courses are you inclined towards? So some students approach the day by getting kind of the work that they don't like out of the way. And some students are just eager to get to that favorite class of theirs. So determine what works for you and then build a schedule that includes those things. And then, of course, if you have to have any type of drastic change to your schedule other than working on all 6 of your classes every week, then you'll want to talk to your VLAC mentor teacher. So sometimes an example of this would be sometimes we have students who just want to focus on a couple of courses at a time. And while that is possible, it takes careful coordination with your VLAC mentor teacher, and it's typically done with our older students. So you definitely want to make sure that you talk with them and see what possibilities might be out there. Okay, so in your amazing VLAC student planner that you should have been sent in the mail, you're going to have some really great tools like task lists, daily, weekly, and monthly schedules. Here's just an example of how you might want to break down your day. Another example of a student who might want to work in blocks and really focus on getting all of your work done in 4 days of the week, for example, and then Friday, save that for just any makeup that you might need to do, or maybe even your electives. So the main message is we just want our students to have a schedule that they can use in order to be successful in the program. I see some things that have popped up in the chat, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and catch up with that. Thank you so much for asking that question. No worries about being late. I am recording this, hopefully, and I will be editing it just slightly to take out all my ums and things like that. And then I will put it up on our YouTube channel and email it to everyone in our next VLAC newsletter. My son's doing a hybrid and he's in the 11th grade. I'm sorry, you can tell I really need my readers here. His AP psychology class started at 1:30 Monday through Friday. First 2 weeks alternative time that he could attend. Okay, so please talk to your mentor teacher. Thank you for asking that. They are recording the main teaching points of those required live daily lessons in the first 2 weeks. And if you have a situation like that, then they'll upload that to their YouTube channel and send it to you so you can access the lesson from that day. So thank you for asking that. In general, even though we say a lot of things are required, we know that we need to tape things and get those to our families one way or another because we want you to have the information. And if something prevented you from attending, please just communicate and we'll figure out how to get it to you. Are Imagine and Lincoln similar? Great question. Your VLAC counselor has a questionnaire activity that they can send to your student in order to help them figure out which platform best meets their learning style. I know a lot about the two program platforms, and what I would say is if you thrive on reading information and a very consistent curriculum structure, that's going to be Lincoln. It is reading heavy, but the consistency of how they set things up and like a read it and a watch it and a practice it, assess it, a lot of students do well with that. And then Imagine, I have 2 kids, so they would both be in different platforms. I have to tell you, Imagine is much more video based. So if you learn well through videos, Imagine actually has teachers film videos of themselves teaching, and then they like annotate on the screen, and there are some really great guided notes available. One main difference is that there is tutoring available on demand, virtual live tutoring through Imagine for the core classes. And so if you think that that would be beneficial to you, you would definitely want to choose Imagine. I love both vendors or we wouldn't be using them. They both can appeal to students and families in different ways. So your counselor has that tool, which also includes some screenshots of what the platforms are like. If you get into a class in either Lincoln or Imagine, and you're not comfortable and it doesn't match your learning style, please reach out to your counselor right away. You have 10 days in order to make a class change if you're uncomfortable or want to try the different platform. And after those 10 days, we're really kind of too late in your where you're at with your learning to kind of pull you out at that time. Okay, I think I covered everything in there. All right. So we'll go to the program requirements, and this portion of the presentation is much shorter. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So program expectations. So some of our basic expectations are attending or watching this informational meeting. So great job, you're here, you made it, well done. Attending those live virtual lessons the first 2 weeks of school. And if you can't make it to those, you'll need to view the information because it is incredibly important. The lessons were designed by our teachers because they wanted to make sure that you were feeling really confident going into this school year. And this year we have consistent meeting times because our support staff from the office will be attending these meetings also in case you have a more involved issue, such as a Chromebook that won't start or a username and password that just won't work. We'll be able to scoop you up into a meeting room and solve that type of issue with you right during those lessons. We also want to make sure that our students are interacting every week. Your teachers in their Google Classroom are going to post a 2-way interaction question. And these help our teachers get to know you, and they also count as attendance. They post that on Wednesday, and we need you to also answer it on Wednesday. And they're going to do the first interaction with you on Wednesday, September 4th during your live virtual lesson. You can see on here the term Educational Development Plan, or EDP, and we in Oakland County use something called Zello. Other counties in our states do too, but it's a requirement in the state of Michigan that you have an EDP going anywhere from a kindergartner to a 12th grader, and Zello makes it fun. It helps you explore things that you might possibly be interested in career-wise, and as you get older, it links those interests to possible internships, apprenticeships, other learning opportunities, post-secondary like college, military service, or going right into the world of work. We also ask our students to take the iReady diagnostic. This is grades K through 12. I love iReady because of the personalized instruction lessons that come as you take those diagnostics. Those lessons can be incredibly valuable to students in order to firm up their learning in certain areas in reading and math or to advance them. And then we have you take all of the state of Michigan required assessments. So these are things like MSTEP, SAT, PSAT, ACT work keys. We guarantee your districts that we offer you the opportunity to come take those required assessments at Oakland School's main campus with us in Waterford, Michigan. We know some of our families make other arrangements, especially if you live far away from us, and we will start communicating with you about how that can possibly be done as we get closer to the assessments. So very important to our sending school districts is count month. So in virtual schools, we have a count month, not just a count day. And this is how your sending school district gets funding for your students. I just want to be really honest with you and telling you that you completing the October and February two-way interactions or your students completing them is how the program is funded, because your sending school districts then get the per pupil allocation and are able to pay your tuition to VLAC that way. So that is incredibly important and something that we guarantee our districts will do our best to get those two-way interactions from you. And just wanted to say that this year in VLAC, we are super excited to be reinvesting in building relationships, something our staff does a really great job at. So hopefully you just feel that permeate through the whole experience that you've had here. We want to get to know you and what brought you to VLAC, and our teachers are including in their welcome letter a really cool survey tool that will help us get to know you and your students so that we can personalize their learning experience for them. We want to provide support, so please reach out for any help that you might need. And we really want to make sure that all of our students and families feel that same loving community vibe and know that we are here to make sure that all of our students are successful. Okay. So a couple of to-do items prior to September 3rd. You're attending this meeting. Again, good job. We already had the Lincoln and Imagine learning sessions that showed you around those platforms, and we recorded 2 of those, and they're available on our VLAC website under current families. You'll see those on the left-hand side. So if you want to watch those, a really great tour of the Imagine and Lincoln platforms. Preview the VLAC welcome packet, which was mailed to your house, and the student planner, again, mailed to you. And then review that how to get started document that you saw me preview on the current families page. It is the very first thing for anybody who came in late that says how to get started. Your devices should be arriving. If you're a student who's been with us and your device is not charging well, or you just want a refresh because something's not right with your device, please reach out to the help desk. We are able to refresh your device. Teachers are going to start contacting you, or already did today, either today and tomorrow, with that welcome letter message, getting you in Google Classroom, and also a message that they're going to send text message to your phone from their phone, so you can start a group chat and have communication with them. And then you'll want to ensure that your student can log into Clever and into their computer. Try and design your first week of school learning space if you can, or at least be thinking of what you might need in that space, and then save your VLAC teacher or mentor teacher's information so that you know how to contact them. September 3rd through 6th, you'll attend the required virtual live lessons, and then you'll start your schoolwork. And then September 9th through 13th. So the 9th, 10th, and 11th, we have those required lessons. The 12th, the teachers are taking off to onboard a group of new students who will be coming in at that point. And then on the 13th, it's an open office hour with our teachers. And if you want to ask any questions, it's kind of a Q&A session. September 4th in particular is where you'll learn how to do that two-way interaction. I know once you see it done and have the opportunity to complete it with your teacher, you'll feel really confident with that. So that is the end of the presentation, but I see some questions here in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those. Okay, so I'm seeing one thing about an address mix-up. So the way address changes or updates to any information work are you can email us at info@vlac.org. we have to contact your sending school district to confirm that they have that address changed too. And if they don't, it's okay. We just start an email between the three of us. And that address change gets to the district, and then we can change where we're shipping things. Oftentimes, if a shipment goes to your old address and you're not there any longer, they'll just deliver it to the VLAC office in Waterford. So we probably have it. And if we don't, for some reason, Lincoln's a really great vendor for us, and they've shipped kits out in addition so that our students have their materials. So just give us a quick email at info@VLAC. Your student does not have to start class at a specific time every day. What we're asking is that during the first 2 weeks of class, you attend that virtual live lesson, elementary at 10, middle school at 11, and high school at 1. And then from that point on, you will have weekly live lessons available. You can set up appointments with your teacher that fit into your schedule, but there isn't a set daily time that you'll need to be on. We do recommend, though, that you spend a certain amount of hours learning each day. For 3rd through 12th grade, it's usually 6 hours and a little bit less for our littles. Late sign up, can we use personal computer? You can, absolutely. We send a computer to everyone just in case something happens to your personal device, you have a backup, or you might end up preferring the OS device. So absolutely, you can even access all these online curriculum platforms from your phone. And whatever you're comfortable with doing, please use that device. When should we expect kindergarten materials? Well, if you were enrolled as of August 23rd, you should already have your kits. If it's after August 23rd, the kits won't be shipping until I send everybody who's enrolled after August 23rd the specific dates when things will ship. And I believe, off the top of my head, it's September 9th that your kits will ship. But you have an email from me that says exactly what will happen. And if somehow that got lost, please just email us back at info@VLAC and we'll send it again. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. We're here at info@VLAC if we can be of help in any way, and have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sunshine.